Welcome back, AfterBuzzers. We are here with the Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 14, Episode 11, Hot Mess Express. Grandma's gone wild. You guys have to stay tuned.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight?
We're back. Full
We are back.
Finally. All together again.
The gang's all here. All right. My name is Amanda Terry. I am your host, and I am here with the lovely Shanti.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
And we have Carla.
Hey.
And Regina.
Hey, everyone.
And I'm so happy to be back. So let's just jump right into it, you guys. Overall thoughts. I was hungry.
Out of control.
You were hungry?
Out of control.
I was hungry. Like, I hadn't had dinner yet, and I was hungry. And then I watched this episode, and I'm just like...
it
was embarrassing to me.
I'm going to go the opposite route. I like watching Grandma's Gone Wild, taking shots, having a good time. I thought there was a bunch of little tidbits in the episode that we can discuss, so I enjoyed it overall.
If that
Carla?
was my mom, I would be dying.
Yeah.
Literally. That is way too much.
What about you, Regina?
Well, I have to say they could have been a little more classy with their partying.
I'm going
to take the high road.
You guys have to stay tuned. We're definitely going to get into it. But I first off wanted to kind of touch base on the whole like Gina and Emily thing and Meghan being back. What was your guys' take on, Meghan coming back, not really knowing what's going on and kind of getting in the middle of it? How do we feel about this?
I don't think Meghan got in the middle of it at all. I think she was just trying to be a good person. If you see someone storm off
like,
crying, the last thing you're going to do is be like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, your instincts to want to be like, are you okay? I think everyone was wrong and dramatic. Gina should have not avoided her and just said what was up. Emily doesn't have to spaz out the way she does. I feel like she takes everything so personal. It is not that serious. Like, you fight with friends all the time, the same way you fight with your sisters. Like, you fight, you're mad for a little bit, and then you get over it. Who cares?
It's like they were all having a hormonal breakdown.
Like they're all going through menopause or something.
Or either just that time of month. It was like, it was hard to watch at times.
Or it's like other stuff going on and they're taking it out on each other.
Yeah, it was like full moon, a whole lot of combinations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where everything can go wrong. Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
Let's give it all to them.
Right?
I liked seeing Meghan again. I kind of wish they had like more of an introduction with her, like what she's been up to. It was kind of just they threw her in for a dinner, and like I didn't remember her, Shannon, being best friends. I kind of remember them arguing all the time, so I didn't really understand why she would be at Shannon's birthday. Like I think they made up eventually, I'm assuming, but like I just would have liked a little more backstory before her just popping out of nowhere.
Me too. I was kind of confused as to why she was there.
Yeah, it was confusing.
Like she just kind of popped in and popped out and that was it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I didn't understand it.
And they didn't seem to be able to fit her into the scene.
Exactly.
Just standing there and not really saying much and not really being aware of what was going on, especially the little tiff between Gina and Emily, which was just totally overblown high school stuff.
Yes.
I mean, I don't blame Meghan for not really getting much airtime. I wouldn't want to be a part of that either. Like, what was she supposed to do? Start making out with someone too to get some camera time? Like, no.
Oh, God.
I think that she did the perfect amount of like butting in a little bit, or not butting in, but like helping out and being there for Emily while she was in the bathroom and seeing she was okay. Like, I didn't think that she intervened too much. I think that she was just trying to be supportive.
I think she just got stuck in the bathroom.
Yeah.
While Emily was crying. So it was like, what was she supposed to do?
So in the live chat, Erica G says Meghan was just caught in the crossfire. Charo Tara Chaw says Meghan and Emily was like crickets. Yeah, what did they really say? Nothing. Jonesy Baker, I like Meghan too. I like when we see old Housewives. I like that too. Great.
I like that too.
We saw Alexis last week. We've seen her. Who's next week?
I love when they bring back old Housewives. I totally agree with that.
Trickle them back in.
Yeah.
Vicki was real quiet.
Vicki's been a little quieter this season.
She's not trying to piss anyone off yet.
Really? Why?
Well, like I feel like she just made up with Kelly, so she's trying to like
Ease her
dial
way
it back
in.
a little bit and like not start too much shit. So
Well, Shanti, before we go any further, let's share some information with our viewers.
Yeah, we just wanted to pause and say thank you guys so much for making AfterBuzz the ESPN of TV talk. We need your continued support though, so please like, subscribe, rate, comment, join us in the live chat so we can continue to grow our fan base. We do have a bunch of other shows, not just reality TV. I don't know who else watches anything else but reality TV except me. Just kidding. So you guys can check that out on our AfterBuzz YouTube channel and iTunes. So we just want to say thank you again.
And we do read the comments.
Yes.
Yeah, we see what you're saying.
No, well, there have been some good ones, guys. So thank you for your real positive comments. But we,
Everybody
we're strong
has an
women
opinion.
here. We take all comments.
We like the feedback, though, I think.
Right.
Yes, we love to be engaged with you guys, and thank you for always making us the ESPN of TV talk. So moving on, here we go. Let's just get into the whole kissing fiasco. I don't even know where to start. All I know is that I would consider it cheating. I would consider it cheating. If I went on a vacation and I'm like making out with some girls, like I don't know. I don't know. I find it very. What do you think? How do you feel?
Uncomfortable.
How do you guys feel? Because I feel like it's cheating. Like
It's uncomfortable.
I feel like it's cheating.
I think it depends on your relationship. Like Bronwyn and her husband clearly are okay with threesome.
Which
so
it came
I
out
doubt
tonight.
he cares if she's making out with Tamra. I wonder how Eddie feels. That I'm kind of curious about because he's
Tamra never came out.
Hispanic, and Hispanics tend to be a little more conservative. So I'm like interested to see how.
Well, did you see
later.
how it came out after Bronwyn's, and then Tamra was like, "Oh, a little bit of a threesome." Like I feel like Tamra's a bit of like jumps on the bandwagon in a lot of situations.
Tamra?
Really
yes,
loose.
like she just like kind of changes her opinion. I notice it. Like she changes her opinions and like. Have you noticed that?
I don't know. Not yet. But go continue.
Well, I'm just saying, like, how Bronwyn was talking about, like, how her and her husband basically have, like, an open relationship, and then Tamra's like, oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with a little threesome. When have we ever heard Tamra speak about this?
Right.
Ever.
But
Ever.
who is she can talk about it with? Vicky? No. Shannon?
No, but what other girls have we they always drink and stuff. I just find it weird that, like, it's never come up until now.
Well, she did jump in the hot tub and do a little boob.
With Shannon,
Tamra's always been a little promiscuous,
Yeah.
but I mean, I feel like this episode really went a lot, really
It
far,
did.
really
It
far.
did.
And just because she says that she's like a threesome is okay doesn't mean that she actually does it. You know what I mean?
And I'm not saying she does. I'm just saying, like, it's funny how it just came out right after Bronwyn said it. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna go with I don't think it's cheating. I understand the stance that you're taking, but I just think like a kiss with two girls is really fun. There's no emotional.
Yeah, but they were going at it.
It was
They
more
kept
than
like
that.
I already have an inkling of
crossed
what's
the
happening
line.
when the camera's not there. Like when they go back to the hotel.
Yeah, I
Like
don't,
they're gonna hook up.
They
I'm sorry.
crossed the line. Well,
But
Carla,
guess what? Guys
she
like when girls make out.
predicted
Like they
that.
think it's hot.
Who
So-
cares about
They're
a
like
guy
100
liking
though.
it?
They're 100, she said.
Okay, but I do think that like it does matter with your relationship. Like some men would probably not, agree with that and think that it was cheating. I don't think it's cheating. I think that if you like didn't tell your partner about it, then that would be more of an issue. But I think that if it's like a fun, quick kiss on the lips, or in this case, like a little bit more
I don't
of a
know.
make
It was
out.
That was not quick.
Like it looked like Bronwyn was like
Okay, but
doing stuff to
Bronwyn-
Tamra on the bench.
But Bronwyn and her husband have threesomes.
Yeah, but not
She-
Tamra and Eddie. We haven't seen
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
So if
I'm
you're
confused.
Eddie,
I'm
how do
very
you
confused.
feel when
Okay, so
you
you
see
think
that?
do you think Tamra's cheating on?
I don't think Eddie's gonna be happy what went down. Like
No,
I don't
I
think
wouldn't be.
I like
Would you?
Eddie, and just seeing from the past how I think Eddie's gonna be like super
Yeah.
disappointed in her.
I agree with that.
I'm calling
Yeah.
it now.
It's
They're gonna get
tacky.
into a fight. Like it was like worse than like high school girls.
Yeah,
like
it was terrible.
My mouth was just like
Yeah.
the entire time.
Wait, guys, so we have an interesting comment. Charlotte Tara Chaw says, remember Tamra had a girlfriend a few seasons ago. Is this true? Then someone seconded it, Jonesy Baker. Is this true? She had a girlfriend a few seasons ago?
I think I remember that like coming. I remember that now, but
I
not
don't.
all of it. Not all of it. I remember.
I don't.
Wasn't anything
And I've
they
seen every
focused on
episode.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Wasn't
remember that.
anything they focused on long.
But clearly, if a couple people know about
Yeah.
it, then it happened. I
Yeah.
just was oblivious about it.
But I just think if you're Eddie,
Eddie's gonna be pissed.
you're taking, you're blindsided. And
Okay.
it was just really in poor taste to me. She's a mother, she's a grandmother.
and it's on national television.
And it's never going to go away. So how do you explain that?
But
Say
she,
it, Shanti.
she gets,
Say it, Shanti.
She gets naked in hot tubs. Like,
Yeah.
it's her personality. Like,
Yeah.
do you think her getting naked in front of other women is cheating?
Especially drinking.
No, that's not cheat. She's not doing anything. You're literally kissing somebody out. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're married. Like,
I just feel like Eddie knows this side of her. But I will be interested to
find
see how
out.
he reacts.
I think he
because-
does know this side, but it comes to a certain point where, like, it goes beyond limits. Like, they drank a lot, and they were really going for it. Like, they had no shame.
Why was it for so long?
It
like
was
it
like
was
the
multiple
whole
times.
episode. Yeah, it was like the whole night.
She
Like,
was like straddling her. Her tits were out.
Oh,
like
it's terrible.
okay, how did they not get kicked out of the restaurant?
Because
How did they not get kicked out
now
of that
we
restaurant?
know the answer to that.
It was like a show. I
They
mean, like,
paid
everybody was.
the restaurant to film there. We know that production.
the
you know.
server looked so annoyed.
So
Bronwyn was like, "Oh, we're in a serious relationship. We're committed to each other." And the server was like, "Okay, cool." That's literally what he said.
No,
and I
it
was
was
like,
just
"I
like-
feel so bad for that guy. Like, he does not need all of that."
It was just so immature.
Very.
Like, the whole thing was so
I think it was worse
immature.
than high school.
It was. That's what I said. It was worse than
worse.
high school.
What's funny is that Shannon was pissed at Emily yelling in front of the restaurant, but you're not pissed that your girlfriend's like making this spectacle inside the restaurant while everyone's trying to dine around you. Like, that was
Yeah.
crazy.
And then Tamra falling out of her chair.
Oh
do you think,
my
do you think that was
God.
real, or do you think that was fake?
I think it
no,
was both.
they were drunk.
But yeah,
They were
for her to
effed
go
up.
that far with Bronwyn, I think she had to be because she doesn't drink as much because of being into the health business and all that
Right,
stuff.
right.
So it won't take a lot for her once she starts drinking to get inebriated. And so I think she was drunk, but I think she just really took it too far. And one thing for sure, Kelly had to feel good about their train after that.
Dude,
train
all I have
was
to
over.
say is, like, well done, Kelly. Like, seriously, watching those, like, women do that, and then Kelly's over here getting
The heat for the
the
train.
heat for a train, and it's like, I was, like, totally on her side. Like, I was really surprised that Kelly wasn't, like, acting up.
I was surprised that Kelly
Right.
wasn't bothered by the theme of the party. Like, I was just
Same.
waiting for her to blow up and,
The
like,
train.
freak out about
Yeah,
train
yeah.
party genre, and she didn't. Like, she thought it was really funny, which
Yeah.
I thought was, like,
I feel like
mature
Kelly
of her.
surprises us.
She's so random. Like, she's not constant. Like, in the past episodes, we've seen her blow up and freak out about nothing, and then something that I was for sure
She didn't
that
even
she
care.
would be so angry about, she didn't care.
She saw a therapist that day.
She went to anger management.
Yeah.
Or
She
maybe
took her meds.
the fact that she was fighting with her boyfriend, like, that wasn't really, like,
Yeah.
you know, her
Yeah.
priority at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you guys think she was overreacting with the whole 5 hours of, like, not hearing back from him? Do we?
Yes. Well,
You think she was overreacting?
I don't.
I don't either. If you're dating someone and they normally call you or whatever, like and something's off, and you feel a certain way, like I think you have a right to be validated in your feelings.
He could have at least said, "Hey,
I'm
off.
taking a couple hours.
here's
Yeah,
a text, babe. I'm taking a nap,
it takes
and I'll
1
call
second
you when I
to
get
send a
back.
text.
I'll
Yeah.
wake up or whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally
especially if
takes
you're
1 second.
dating, like it's
Yeah.
it's more of an annoyance, but I don't think that it's something to freak out about and like have a huge fight about, but I think it's something to be like, hey, this is my expectation and here's what I want. And you know, obviously that conversation came later when they were sitting around the picnic table eating and it was like more civilized, but it seemed to be like kind of a big deal
To her.
Yeah.
to her. Yeah,
Yeah.
like she freaked out and like made it a big fight. You know what I mean?
He called her insecure. So how do you feel when a guy calls you insecure? I mean, what is that
I
saying?
think that the way that you act now obviously has to do with past relationships. You know what I mean? I think that comes into play a lot. Did you want to say something?
I think communication is really important to some people. Like, to some people, that's their idea of, like, affection and security. And, I mean, it's a love
Some
language.
people are really different.
Yeah, so maybe that's hers.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Absolutely.
She might be more possessive. You have some women that are, 5 hours wouldn't bother them because they're doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah, but I guess now that I'm in her position, like if my boyfriend was going to be out and he was supposed to call me at a certain time and then he just never called me, and then he was like,
pissed.
"Oh, I'm sitting drinking at a restaurant," like I'd be mad too.
I'd be pissed.
Was he
I'm
supposed
changing
to
my
call
tune.
her? Did he say he was going to call her?
Yeah, he said he was going to call her after she got out of a surgery.
Okay.
And then he never did.
Gene Wilson in live chat says, I think Kelly knew something wasn't going right with their relationship. And they ended up breaking up, so.
Yeah.
That's a good point. You kind of like know when something's up and
Like
they like release and get like kind of go back and you go forward because you're like
what's happening?
clenching onto the relationship.
You're like, give me what I
know
want.
what I
They're like,
mean?
leave me alone.
But one thing about when you do reality shows, you have to be careful about people coming into your life because they want to be a part of that reality show. And the rumor was that he was after more
just out for himself,
you know, for his business. And let's face it, she gave it to him because they filmed his business and everything.
lot.
He's in his scrubs every time he's on
Everybody
TV.
knows the name of his business, knows him. So I'm sure, and she was one of his patients. A couple of them went there for procedures. So he got his 5 minutes of fame and then some, I guess.
Have we seen him in regular clothes?
No. He's
Every
literally
single
is in scrubs
time.
every time.
It's
It's
So weird.
So there you go.
like Dirty John.
Oh, yes, I hate that.
Can I say something
Yeah,
real quick? It's just moving back a little bit to like the whole Emily-Gina fight. I'm sure you guys talked about it last week, but like, whose side are you on? Like, do you think that it's...
I think that the friendship is like almost like a relationship. It's too weird how upset they're getting.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I agree.
Gina, to me, took too much stock in this blind date
I think
or date.
I think that Gina, how do I say this? Since Gina's the new girl and her and Emily were close and now she's on the show, I think that she doesn't really need Emily. Like she's trying, I don't know how to get my point across. I feel like she's leaving Emily in the dust and like moving on to the other girls. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. And Emily, I think maybe subconsciously, Emily knows that, but she has too much going on with Shane and she just really needs a frickin' friend and Gina's not being there.
I'm like trying to put myself in both of their positions of the fight, and like Gina, like I'm just imagining like if I got a call and he was like, "Oh, I actually have a girlfriend," I would call Emily and be like, "Dude,
What's
WTF?"
up?
Like that's so weird, and like I'd be like annoyed, but I wouldn't ice someone out and never text them back.
Ghost them for 3 days.
Yeah,
I'd be like, you intentionally did this.
Again,
like,
it's an excuse for Gina to get rid of Emily. I feel like she's trying to do away with Emily. I really do.
They both need therapy.
Yeah.
Serious therapy.
So who do you see her gravitating towards? Because, you know, the important thing with them staying on the show is having as many scenes as they can with different housewives.
I don't like Gina. She bothers me so bad. I
doesn't
don't like
bring a whole
Gina.
lot
She
to the
bothers
table.
me. She's a user. I can see right through her. I don't like it.
She doesn't bring a lot to the table.
I just don't think that she fits in.
I don't think she fits in at all. And she's from New York.
Yeah.
I don't
that
understand.
doesn't bother me,
But then Emily, like the way that she was reacting and like screaming in the bathroom and screaming outside the restaurant, I was like, okay, well, you're kind of overreacting now too.
Well,
so, like,
again, Emily's going through the stuff with her husband, so it's coming out in a different way.
Emily is
psychotic.
projecting.
Girl,
like a
you
therapist
know,
will tell you, is projecting. You're going through other problems, and you're projecting your anger from another situation onto your friend because it was totally overblown.
Yeah, I agree. In the live chat, Jonesy Baker says, I think Gina is over Emily, to be honest. Emily, ... is hard to describe. Tamra said that today. I don't think she's that difficult.
Oh, Emily's hard to describe, or Gina? Sorry.
Who's difficult?
Emily is hard to describe.
Yeah, I that was another thing that I'm like, I don't completely
like
understand.
Emily.
Like, why do they
She's
all kind
needy.
of don't like Emily?
I think because Emily's really needy as a person.
And she's the only brunette. Have you guys noticed?
Oh, that's so sad.
Have you guys noticed? I'm just saying.
I think
That's why we figured it out.
What?
I think
know.
that it's weird to fight with your friend and spaz out that badly. Like, they don't love me. They don't want to be my friend anymore. Like, that's not your first instinct in a fight. That's very weird to me.
I think that she has the feeling that, like, again, she's going through a lot of issues with Shane and she feels unloved. And so I think she's starting to freak out and feel just alone in every aspect of her life.
That's good insight.
That's how I feel. You know what I mean? She needs attention. She really needs attention. She needs help. She needs a friend. She wants to talk about it. Like she's going through a lot. She's holding everything in and she's just freaking out.
Well, they're saying Gina projected last season. Emily is projecting this season. I think they both project a lot.
Said that.
Yeah. I just know that I'm tired of hearing Shannon speak Spanish. It's
oh my God, please.
Uno más. Yeah. Like it's almost like
why?
I can't. Shannon just needs to stop.
Like, what is your purpose? Every time you get like too excited about something, you start speaking Spanish. Like, why?
I don't know. And what did we think about all of these? I don't know if we're allowed to say it on here, like the dildos and stuff. I don't know what
sex toys.
Yeah, like this was not a bachelorette
hilarious.
party. This was a birthday party. Like I'm so why was it so sexual?
These ladies are horny. These ladies are horny.
She said she wanted to get laid on her birthday.
I don't know what's happening because we know Kelly has a boyfriend. Tamra's, whatever. Bronwyn has threesomes. I don't know. It was just so sexual.
They're a horny group of women, and they're getting down. Like, I don't know. It's entertaining for me to watch.
They took the blowjob candy very seriously. At least Kelly did. I was like, if you take that any further in your mouth, I'm done with this. It was a lot.
Yeah.
There was like ball biting. It was just a lot. I was
teabagging.
And Bronwyn said she hasn't given a blowjob since 1987.
1997, yeah. I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't believe that.
Unless she wants a bag. She said that she doesn't give one unless there's a nice handbag involved.
I mean, smart girl, but...
Well, I guess next episode, Tamra will be bringing her bag.
I don't know. I mean, her and her husband are pretty happy together. Whatever they're doing,
well,
it's
we
working.
never know,
Yeah.
though. You never know.
Again, this is just what we see.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff behind the scenes.
I love Tamra's outfit, by the way. Like the
Super cute.
different colored
Oh,
sequin.
yeah, it was
Like
cute.
I thought she
I actually
looked.
liked it too.
Yeah, she looked really, really
sexy.
good.
Gina
okay.
again loses the fashion vote for me once again. 18 episodes
Pretty
in a row.
plain.
What?
Her outfit, it was like, I actually didn't hate the jacket, but that she was wearing it with like a blue dress. It was like a blue dress with a blue jacket and her like really
Gina?
tightly curled hair.
Oh my
like,
God.
girl, you gotta comb them out. I learned that in high school.
Who advises her?
I don't know.
If you look like, not crap, but like, your friends should tell you.
Especially
Like, don't go
going
out
on
like that.
Okay, first season you get a pass, right? Like you don't know how you're gonna look out on TV.
No, you should hire a stylist.
Okay, but
you do not
get
get
a pass. You get a pass, and then you look back and you're like, oh shit, my makeup sucks, my hair sucks, my outfit sucks. Here's what I have to do. And then second season, you have to step it up, and I have not seen that from Gina.
No.
Tell us how you really feel, Shanti. Do not hold back.
Do you guys agree with me? I
love it.
Yeah, I agree.
agree.
She needs a makeover.
I agree 100%. Okay, how about Kelly and her, boyfriend having the conversation about like spoiling the kids? How Kelly's daughter's a little overprivileged and this and that. What do you guys think about that?
I don't think either of them were wrong. I think everyone parents differently, and you can't really say like you're doing a bad job, you're doing a good job. Like everyone has 100% different parenting styles. And I mean, Jolie looks perfectly fine to me. She doesn't seem like a brat or anything. But different things are for different people.
Yeah, I think this actually made me like Brian.
Me too. Me too.
For once, I was like,
me too.
whoa, I actually totally agree with everything he's saying. I'm like a big proponent on not spoiling your children, and I personally think that sending your kid on a private jet to camp is absolutely ridiculous.
I've never even been on a damn private
at a young
jet.
age, like you're deluded and you think that that's normal, and it's totally not normal. But with that said,
all my friends have private. All of them.
Like
all
that's
of them.
not the norm, and don't teach your child that that's the norm. That's
Not
ridiculous.
the ones in the Real Housewives. They don't have a private jet. So who is she talking about? All of her friends. But
I've seen Kelly's house.
yeah.
It's actually really nice.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
right
really?
on the beach. It's actually technically Corona Del Mar. It's not even Orange County. But yeah, it's
Okay.
literally right on the beach.
But why do you buy someone else's child a PlayStation 4?
Because she's trying to get the points
You gotta
with
ask.
the son.
But that's
I agree.
nice.
I know, but she should have said, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting your son to play." Like, you don't just
okay?
do. That was like way over the top. It wasn't just like a wallet. It wasn't just like a freaking PlayStation 4.
Are they
like, those
that
are like
expensive?
500
I mean-
they're like 500, 600,
plus,
700 bucks. Yeah.
Kids get addicted to that. They want to play that crap all day.
Yeah.
They'll
That's
just,
what I'm saying. Like, I think that she should have like mentioned it You know, or if it was for Christmas or something. This was just for nothing.
Yeah.
And clearly they're on the same, like, they're on different pages of parenting. Like, if she was dating a guy who spoiled the crap out of his kid, then, like, so be it. But obviously that's not how he parents his kids, so you would think that she would mention it to him
the way
prior.
that, like, I like the way that they talked. I liked their conversation. It was mature. They didn't get upset. They were, like, listening. I really think that, I mean, I do agree 100%. You just give your kids stuff, they're never going to appreciate it, and they're gonna, expect it. They're gonna just expect things, or expect that that's normal, or go to school and be like, well, I was on a private jet, you weren't. You know what I mean? And then you're like the snooty kid, like.
Well, that's true.
Like that's up to the parent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because a kid only knows what you're giving them, what you're showing them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because you can spoil kids rotten, and then they just really don't turn out to be really good people in life.
And, I agree with you. Like, Jolie doesn't seem like a totally spoiled kid. Like, I love that Kelly does take her to feed the homeless on a holiday. Like that. But that's like a very valuable lesson that a lot of kids don't get.
No, seriously.
They also don't get to ride on a private jet to camp, but,
The live chat is hilarious. You guys crack me up. So Charlotte Tara Chaw says Gina needs that Pat the Puss 40K glam squad.
Yeah.
And then she also says Mandy should hook Gina up and give her a proper makeup. And give her...
Love it.
All right.
Gina, call me, girl. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you, boo-boo.
We'll exchange it for an interview. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Put it out there.
I'll do your makeup for the interview here.
Right.
That's so funny.
Love it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I also wanted to just go over where was it at? Sorry, give me 1 second. Tamra was like pumping Emily up to like go in there and stick up for herself. Do you guys remember?
Yeah.
Tamra's always that one on the sideline, just right there, like nudging, like adding fuel to the fire. It's literally every episode.
She's an instigator.
It was
Tamra
was telling
Emily
like,
to go
in there, stick up for yourself with your head held high.
Yes, you don't remember that?
And I was like, no one's on Emily's side right now.
Yeah.
Why would you send her in there?
It's like literally, I feel like Tamra tries to sabotage people.
Yeah.
I really feel like she does. Like, we see it time and time again. You don't remember?
Trouble, remember?
No, it wasn't in the bathroom. It was when they were outside.
In front of the restaurant.
They were outside in front of the restaurant. Yeah, and Emily was just talking about how she was upset with Gina and this and that. And then Tamra was basically telling her, like, yeah, like, go stick up for yourself.
Oh, yeah, she's such a shit stirrer all the time.
She really, really is.
Constantly.
Okay, so moving on, I want to get into news, Regina.
Okay.
AfterBuzz TV News.
And here's the latest 411 on the Housewives of the OC. Lots of Shannon news to share. According to U.S. Weekly, things didn't go well when Shannon tried to introduce her ex-husband David to her new beau, John. According to Shannon, I quote, "I tried to introduce them and David just walked away. I should have expected it." And moving on, at a recent event in the Big Apple, dry here. Shannon hinted at a new project that's in the works for her and Vicki and Tamra. She wouldn't commit to saying what the project was, but that it was something that would make the fans of the show very excited and give them an opportunity to see more of her, Vicki, and Tamra together. Sounds like a spinoff to me, but we'll have to wait and see. And last, a little health news with Emily Simpson. She just announced today that she is having hip replacement surgery scheduled for October 28th. And Emily is quoted, as saying, "I'm nervous but beyond excited about finally being able to move pain-free. The new Emily can't wait to run, jump, work out, walk a catwalk, and dance in Vegas." And that's the news.
Yes.
Aww.
Guys, in the live chat, we have Natty Bats says, Eddie has aged so much. Being with Tamara can't be fun. That's so shady.
I have seen him kind of.
No, when he first started, he was like a hunk.
Yeah.
He was like...
Well, he's had like heart surgeries and stuff.
Yeah, he's been going through stuff. We can,
he's going through it health-wise.
That too. Aye. Well, thank you so much for the news. I want to get into a special segment. It's a little different this week. Instead of shadiest, it's going to be funniest. So who wants to go first?
Well, I am, because I bet we all have the same one. So I'm going to jump in.
Okay.
Wait, do we?
Maybe.
It was a lot of funny moments. But when Tamra fell on that floor And then Vicki fell on top of her and her hair got caught in her blouse. That was funny to me. That was just hilarious. At first I was like, is she
I didn't know if she was
pretending or, well, whatever she did, Tamra, you might have a career in comedy, honey. That was a good fall if you were faking it.
Mine is Kelly's, and she was like, I'm not bisexual, but if you buy me something, I might be a little sexual. And I'm like, yes, girl.
I like Kelly's very witty.
That is a mood.
Kelly's so witty.
That was mine too. I love that line. Like, I want to start saying it. I don't know.
Right.
I thought it was hilarious when like Shannon and Tamra and Bronwyn were like having a makeout session, and then freaking Emily and Gina are crying. Like literally at the same table. It was like makeout session. They're like, she's like, but please, you're my friend. And blah. It was just like, what the hell is happening? It was like a girl's slumber party gone wrong.
Yeah.
Like that's how I felt.
It was great.
I just didn't know what was happening. It was like a train wreck that you couldn't stop looking
At the train party.
They just needed the guy in the bushes hiding outside of the sorority house, you know.
Right.
The slasher guy or something.
Does anybody have anything else to add? We want to talk about the live chat?
Let's see. Adding on to the Eddie comment, Natty Bat says, no hate to Eddie, just an observation. So just clearing the
right.
the
No, Eddie's
up.
very good looking.
Charo Terra Cha says, I'm glad Vicki didn't break her hips when she fell. Help, I fall and they can't get up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
You know-
Did we talk about when Vicki was like left the bar 'cause she was so over Bronwyn?
Oh, no. Let's talk about that.
We need to.
Let's talk about that.
And then I've got something I want to bring up. So.
Okay. So let's talk about that first because I don't blame Vicki. I think I would have left too.
I was
Like
over
I'm
it.
not even joking. Like for all those women like that, I literally would have been like, okay, yeah, this is
disgusting.
enough. Like this is enough.
But these women always do this.
No,
on
this
the
was
show.
over the
They
top.
dance,
Another
they get
level.
This was a
naked.
whole
This was
nother
really-
level. This
But
was a
is
whole
like-
nother level.
This
Yeah.
is what I want to see on
Below.
Housewives. I don't want to see women like being classy and going to lunch every day. Like I want to see them
Girls
partying.
gone
And,
wild.
yeah.
I don't want to see.
it's
I don't want to see them
I don't
making
wanna
out.
see that.
I don't want to see them making
Okay,
out.
but
It
she
went
was
too
going off
far.
about Bronwyn's dancing. She was like, "Oh, her dancing is so like classless, and she's like trashy or whatever." Like, she's just dancing. I don't see that as a problem, right?
I think
just
Vicki was
think-
just a hater because she wasn't getting any attention.
Well, but Tamra.
Vicky was pissed because she wasn't getting any attention.
Lay on top of her. Ugh.
Yeah, but she didn't get mad at Tamra for kissing the
Her
make out. She only
top
got mad at
open.
Bronwyn.
I think Vicky's problem with Bronwyn is that she thinks she's like an attention whore. She's like always wants the attention
yeah.
and she's
But
so
so does
loud and
Vicki.
she's so
So does
extra.
Vicki.
So that's why she's pissed.
Vicky was laid back tonight, though, I have to say.
It was literally Vicky was just
yeah.
mad because like she probably feels threatened by Bronwyn.
Well,
Because I
Maybe
feel
you'll
like
say
everybody likes Bronwyn.
Really, I think she's obnoxious.
I feel like everybody on the show likes Bronwyn. Like the girls, I feel like they like, and so Vicky doesn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest
That's
thing
what
is
I'm
that
saying.
her and Tamra are getting super close. Tamra really likes
And
Bronwyn,
the-
Bronwyn
yeah.
really likes Tamra. And
Yeah, at one point it looked like
well, we'll see how Eddie feels
on
about
that
their
booth,
makeout
it looked
session.
like it looked like, I don't know, it just looked real bad. And Tamara was dancing, her shirt was coming open. I was just like,
we saw the fake titty.
But
literally, I was like, oh, and then what about Kelly?
Yes, I was about to.
What about
rubbing,
Kelly
like,
being
her
like
crotch on the?
dude? And she was like,
Right.
oh yeah, I danced with. I'm like,
Yeah,
girl, when he
right.
see, well, they're not together anyways. But I'm just saying, like, how are you gonna lie about something that's on camera? Like, you might as well just come clean and say you did it.
the one that got me, though, was Shannon kissing
kiss?
that
Oh,
guy.
that
was
Ew.
man.
That was horrid.
Like,
And then she was like, wow, we, and I was just like,
That's
wow,
what gets
we-
you going.
Now, to be fair, we don't know for sure if she was talking about the kiss. Like, she literally was just a soundbite of her saying "wow."
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
think that is what she was talking about.
you know what? Good
I'm
for
gonna go with
Shannon.
no.
Like, good for
It
Shannon. Like,
looked
whatever.
like mouth to mouth.
It was so creepy and bad.
It
And like
looked
keep
like mouth to
going.
mouth. CPR. It looked like CPR. The way she was moving the guy's head, and the guy was so stiff. And
It was so awkward.
I
It
mean,
was uncomfortable
what did
to
what did
watch.
Vicky call her? Classless. Attention seeking.
Yeah.
She said other stuff.
Yeah, I
she was like,
forgot.
she's
I thought she called-
trashy.
yeah.
She was like just saying that she was trashy and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely see that like later in the season how their relationship is gonna progress because obviously it's gonna get.
Jonesy Baker says, I think Vicki has become very conservative for the most part as far as her behavior. I think it's Steve's influence. Agree. She has changed a lot because we see that clip where she just kind of flashes Dr. Dubrow.
Yeah.
Now you would never catch her doing that ever.
Wow.
That's a good point.
Like out of nowhere, she's like,
Well, isn't her fiance a police officer or something?
Yeah.
He's law enforcement.
Yeah.
So that, I'm sure, is an influence on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indecent exposure. She should get arrested for. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
can you?
Okay. Well, let's get into predictions for next week.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, who wants to start?
Predictions. What's going to happen next week? I think Shannon's going to be over the top with her daughter modeling, like overbearing
God.
stage mom, like
Yeah.
obnoxious. I think, what else? What's going on? Kelly and her boyfriend probably going to continue fighting over like dumb things. They seem like two very different people to me. Like I don't see that meshing well. And I think Tamra's going to tell Eddie everything that happened and he's going to laugh it off.
Until he sees it.
Yes.
Like the reunion, it's going to be like heated, I feel.
I'm not excited for this fashion show. I don't really care much about it.
Oh my God.
But it looks like the whole episode,
Is
which
like, yeah.
also doesn't excite me. I'm excited to see Bronwyn freak out about this bouncer. Sounds like she gets a little crazy in the car.
I was
It has
just gonna
something to do with
say.
the bouncer and her mom. So I'm excited to see that side of Bronwyn, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to see Bronwyn and her husband kind of get into it. And that's something that I've thought that they've like, oh, they look like a perfect couple. They look so happy.
No one's ever
So happy. So I think that, yeah, we're definitely going to see a different side to Bronwyn. I'm excited about it. How about you,
I
Regina?
think that if Eddie doesn't get upset about Tamra, if her boys get wind of it, they may. But I think for some reason it's going to come back to haunt her what she did with Bronwyn. So we'll see. Could be wrong. But, you know, with Bronwyn putting out there that she scopes out her friends for a threesome when she has her threesome with her husband. And, you know, Tamra knowing that information.
And then Tamra playing
putting
into it.
herself in that kind of position is just, to me, she may have some regrets later on. And
I think so.
yeah, I think Emily is going to continue to have her meltdown with.
It's been like since episode 1.
Because let's face it, after her husband didn't pass the bar exam, he can't be a happy camper.
Oh, my God.
So we'll see what happens, and we see if Gina is really for real about being her friend and let this nonsense go about not dating this cousin of Shane's. Let it go. Gosh.
I agree.
Agreed.
Well, there's a few predictions in the live chat. Jean says, my prediction, Emily will cry about Gina again. And I think
That's
so,
a given.
too.
That's a given.
DL Frider Watcher predictions, Tamra and Bronwyn make a date for a barbecue, LOL.
Barbecue.
Tamra
That's what
and
they're calling it.
Tamra and Eddie will have a
With dessert.
barbecue to honor Bronwyn and her hubby. They're going to do a spouse swap for a night.
Oh.
Imagine that.
No
I
way.
can see that. No, but Bronwyn's more interested in
I
Tamra
don't
than
think.
anything.
I don't think
That's
Eddie.
not
I
gonna
don't think
happen.
Eddie's going to be into it. I don't see
No,
Eddie being
me
into it.
either.
I really
It's
don't.
bad for
What
his
are the men
business,
supposed to
too.
do? Well, they just have their fun. I don't think-
Watch.
They have a
Oh,
business.
that might be nice.
Oh, God.
I mean, I think it depends.
Is your
What kind of
life
threesome you have,
that
I don't know from
boring?
experience.
Is your
but-
life that boring? Seriously?
Is this what happens after like 20 years of having sex with the
They
same
get
person?
bored.
Where you're just like,
Jesus.
bring them on in. Let's go to a party and scout them out. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
What creep?
Well, she already knows.
people, there really are couples like that.
No, there
Yeah.
They go
Yeah.
to parties and they scout people out.
Play
and-
parties.
I mean, different strokes for different
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if
Hey.
that keeps your marriage alive, then go for it.
What she
Amen.
said.
All right. I guess that's a cue to move on to next week. I am your host, Amanda Terry. You can find me on Instagram at makeup_Mandy with an I.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Shanti_Christina or Twitter at Shanti Christina.
You can find me on Instagram at Carla L. Contreras and Twitter at Carla_C.
Hi, guys. You can find me at Instagram, Regina Coles, and also at Twitter, Regina Coles.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.